I don't endorse shooting innocent people. I don't endorse shooting anyone for that matter. I don't endorse violence, and I don't think that violence leads to any solutions here. But let's play devil's advocate for a second. It seems like the trend of shooting up people in public, especially in places like Club Q in Colorado Spring, is rooted in a certain type of hatred of marginalized people. Specifically, I'm talking about the hatred of transgender people. And thus, it seems to me that the word groomer is being used as a pejorative, as a means to legitimize shooting up trans people. But rarely do these people that shoot up innocent people in public rarely define what a groomer is, and if they do so poorly. A groomer isn't just someone that you don't like. A groomer is someone that is well respected within social circles, especially social circles with hierarchy. Groomers can be your teachers, your family members, your relatives, police officers, anyone really, and thus they gain trust through other authority figures so that when they perpetrate these acts of evil on young children, they get away with it much easier. It's much easier to play plausible deniability when you are trusted by the guardians of that child, and thus now we're in a predicament where we actually observe real systemic grooming within the Catholic Church. And we're talking about over 800 plus confirmed cases of child rape in the Catholic Church, which means that there may be more that are unreported. And these numbers come from as far back as the 1940s, which also means that it can go even further back than the 1940s. And thus, we need to ask the fundamental question. If there are mass shootings that are targeting transgender people on the baseless claim that they are groomers, why aren't there shootings against the Catholic Church for the same actual, real-life, viable claim that they are pedophiles? Over 800 plus cases of child rape in the Catholic Church is much more substantial than just some boomer on 4chan saying that transgender people are groomers. And thus, while I don't endorse shooting the Catholic Church or your local Catholic priest, why is it that there is an inconsistency with targeting certain kinds of people just because you hate them under the pretense that those people that you hate are groomers? I was assaulted when I was a kid, in church no less. Now I'm just confused as to why my groomer didn't get put to justice. I mean, there's been several attempts for that person to be put to justice, but my rapist had a lot of money and a lot of lobbying power and a lot of support from the community. Usually the effects of what happens when someone grooms a child. And yet, here we are, I'm having to worry about my life, my safety as a transgender woman, because some people are just posers, honestly, when it comes to trying to shoot up groomers. If you're one of these people who want to kill pedophiles, then you failed. You fucking failed. And if not anything, you actually empowered pedophiles, because now pedophiles can point to other people that they don't like as plausible deniability, as a means to dissuade the community from holding these groomers accountable. People who commit mass shootings like this, especially on this baseless claim, should be ashamed of themselves, not only because they are taking innocent people's lives, but because they're not doing what they say that they're setting out to do. In fact, they're doing some stupid fucking cowboy shit instead of learning about firearm safety and learning that firearms are not a fucking toy. So, in the event that there is a mass shooting, at least do what you say you're gonna do. If you say you're gonna kill pedophiles, actually kill pedophiles. Don't bounce around with some baseless mental gymnastics that you're a hero because you've killed some degenerates or whatever. No, you're just a mass shooter. You're just a murderer. And, most importantly, you uphold the status quo. You say you're the wolf of the pack of sheep? No, you're among the sheep. You do what the wolf wants you to do. Homophobia, transphobia, and pedophilia are about as American as apple pie. It is as in line with the status quo as any other bullshit that you've been fed on 4chan. You should be ashamed. You are not helping anyone. You are not helping children by threatening to bomb a children's hospital. You are a threat to mankind. You are a problem, and fascism is a community health crisis. You are part of the health crisis.